Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerone. You know, one thing I get a lot of inboxes and emails and stuff about people saving their marriage and, asking me, can their marriage be saved? I mean, that's totally up to you and him, or you and her. It's up to you and him. If you guys want to save the marriage, well, then both of you are going to be talking about saving the marriage. But if one of you is not interested in saving the marriage, but is trying to pretend that they want to save the marriage, well, then they're not going to take any steps to save the marriage. They're not going to take any steps. They're not going to go to the counseling sessions. They're not going to arrange the counseling sessions, but they'll talk about trying to save the marriage, maybe out of convenience. I don't know. But for the life of me, I don't understand how people cheat and then want to stay in the marriage. I don't get that. I don't understand that. If you're out there doing your thing, you should be single and do what you got to do. But when you marry somebody, you're intermingling and tying your life to somebody who is trying to trust you in a covenant relationship, and you go out there and you're doing stuff that is against that covenant. And so you have one person working to push it forward and the other person is working to pull it backwards. So that's not a real good team. But if your marriage is salvageable, it's totally up to you. It's totally up to you how long, what you want to tolerate. You have different people who tolerate different things from a spouse. Some people tolerate cheating. Some people tolerate lying. Some people tolerate the spouse is on drugs, but they're not cheating. Or maybe your spouse is abusive, and they'll endure that. I don't know. It's just a lot of things. And so a lot of times people are not specific, and then some people are far too specific. And as a pastor, I've seen and heard a lot of things. There's hardly anything that surprises me. But when somebody's messing with your kids, you need to get rid of them. That person's not safe around your children. You need to get rid of them. You need to get out of the marriage if the man is approaching your children, whether your little boys or your little girls. Because as a parent, your role is to make sure that those little defenseless kids are protected. And I don't care how much you love the man and how much you love the marriage. The guy, if he's doing something like that, he's a criminal and he has a perverted spirit, and he can end up damaging those kids and taking their lives or damaging their lives for the rest of their lives. And then they have to live in their perversion, in a perversion that they didn't even ask for, because mama wanted to stay there and pretend that God hates marriage so much, hates divorce so much, that he'd rather the mama stay in a marriage where the man is trying to have sex with the little kid and little girl. And so God want to keep the marriage together just so this man can create a worse sin. I don't understand that. God hates a whole lot of things. He hates a lot of things, and marriage and divorce is not top on the list. God himself gave Israel a bill of divorcement in the wilderness, right? And he's going to divorce a lot of people. But divorce is not the end of the world, and it's not the end of it's not the end of your Christian journey either. If you have somebody beating you upside your head and beating you down, well, you think God takes delight in the man whooping you up, or that woman beating you down and then pulling out knives and cutting your arms and all that kind of stuff? No, I think God would prefer you to use prudence and wisdom and get away from that person so that you could live and see your kids live their lives instead of having your kids come to your funeral. You understand? So if you want to save your marriage, of course, pray about it. If you're in the church, go to the pastors, see if they could, help counsel. Try to get the people's parents involved. Get your in-laws involved and see if you can save it and talk. But in listening, a lot of times the person that wants to keep the marriage, you hear the answer, but then you don't want to receive it. The person is saying that they don't want to be with you and that they don't love you, but you don't want to hear that because you're not ready to come to grips with it. And I know that I've been there before. I've been down that road. You know, you don't really want to accept it. But the moment that you embrace it and accept it, that's the day that you can begin to move forward. It hurts. You're going to go through some pain, but you will heal and you're going to be much better. You're going to be much better. Sometimes you got to start seeing your life away from this person, outside of this person. When somebody, I can't live without you. I can't live without you. Oh, my life. You've been listening to them songs, them romantic songs. No, don't ever say that. Don't ever say you can't live without this or that. You can. You can. But you're speaking words into your own spirit that's tying you to the person stronger. You can live without a person. Life will be bitter a little bit without the person, but then life will get sweeter. Okay? You know, I think the children of Israel came to a place called Moriah. And they was going through the wilderness, and they came across a place. It was the water was bitter, and it was in the wilderness. It was in the desert, and they were thirsty, and the waters were bitter. And God told Moses, he says, take a branch, cut a branch down from the tree and throw it into the water, and the bitter waters will become sweet. And so many times, what was bitter, or what could be bitter and what could be salty, we throw more Christ into it. We throw Jesus, who is the branch. If we put him into the situation, that bitter situation is going to become sweeter. And it'll just, all that bitterness and all that saltiness is going to go out of it, and our lives will become sweeter. And what? Am I peddling or am I pushing divorce? No. But I'm also saying to you that there's greater life outside of that. If the person doesn't want to be with you, well then, hey, let them go. Let them go. All right? You don't owe them the rest of your life if they don't want to be with you. You know, but anyway, I don't know. Can you save the marriage? Yeah, absolutely. When two people, marriage takes two people, you understand? Does that person want to be with you? Does she want to be with you? Okay. Well, then she's going to try to work it out. And then she's going to work with you to try to make the marriage work. But if she doesn't want to be with you, she's not going to work it out. All right? They're not going to work it out. They don't want you. But if they do want you, and then they're going to make provisions and time to work it out so you can stay together. All right? Those wonderful kids that y'all have together, well, then they'll see their parents stay together and work life out together. But if not, all right, children are resilient and they'll grow, and you just do your best to be in their life when you can and however you can. Hey, this is Pastor Jerone. Just wanted to share something with you. I have people inboxing me about the marriage, and if I was to counsel you, I definitely could help you. But this is just me talking without a lot of detail.